This is Vinyl Voices Radio. ESPN 97.5.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm John Denman.
Testy Dehan.
All right, we are back. This is the fourth segment of Vinyl Voices Radio here on ESPN. I'm John Denman. He's Justin Dejas. We have a badass guest hanging out with us today. He brought his member of his band with him.
Yeah.
You could say the first member.
The first member, the most important one.
Co-writer.
The
Co-writer.
Co-writer.
Co-pilot, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And so, I don't know if you've listened to the earlier segments of the show, then you heard a lot of different types of songs. I mean, you're rock, but you get a little bluesy, you get a little different things. And as we talked about during the break, you did a duet. And that whole song with Cam Franklin,
Yeah.
that whole song is different from anything else that I heard from you. So, it's a whole, getting back to the gumbo, types of music, types of sound that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we listening to now?
So Live on the Wire.
Yeah, Live on the Wire.
Got you. Well, I mean, like when we did Wind to Wave on Burn the Ships, our first album, like I was saying about just the mix of styles and genres, we pretty much intentionally made every song a different kind of style. I didn't want to pigeonhole early,
Right.
And also we were creating things in these different styles. Wind and Wave being one of those songs that kind of came out of nowhere, but I'm glad it happened, and it ended up influencing songs we did later. And so this song, Live on the Wire, was the second song after we did Runner. The first song that we listened to where we cut in my house. This was an earlier idea that we wrote on the road. It was kind of our first go, riding on the road and then putting something out. So this was our kind of first experiment in the house studio.
One thing that a couple of people that I've talked to lately, their idea, younger people in music, their idea is to not be pigeonholed into a certain sound.
Right.
Like, no, I want to make this. I want to make this. I want to make whatever I feel like. And then, but being able to do that and still try to keep a base.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess people are getting more understanding about it. So it's something that definitely could work out.
Yeah, I mean, marketing's changed around music, but it used to be that you did this and that's where you went in the record store. And so everybody knew that that's where you were going to be. Mm-hmm. But because of maybe streaming and just the way that we intake music these days, there's a lot, it's a little bit more liberal for an artist to say, I don't need to be this, that, or the other, because anybody that is looking for music can find it out there. They don't have to go to a record store and go to this section to find it. So I think that's really nice. And, it's a good point that John brings up, because you're an artist like that. Like you hear a lot of different stuff and it's soulful, it's funky, it's bluesy, it's rock. It's, there's a lot there. So let's hear the song. You want to hear the song?
Let's hear the song.
All right.
Got a bad habit of stoking the fire like I got no sense. Yeah, I might make mistakes, but who's to say if I'm better or worse for it? Get up, get moving, I'll show you something.
Yeah, man. That one in particular is faster.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones. But it still had like a smooth sound to it. So I don't know, Jesse. You're so much better explaining music than I am.
Oh, well, I mean, Clay just talked about it. You know that one's informed by being on the road. So
Yeah, and it was a boozy tour.
Aren't those the best though?
Oh yeah.
They can be.
All the proper like road bumps, nothing serious, you know.
Yeah.
It's like we're always like no band fights on the road, no broken tires, and you're happy, you know.
Right.
And that song was written after like there's a lot of shows in a row, and quick setups, tear downs type stuff, you know. And I mean, which is kind of a cliche topic, writing about rock and roll on the road, but it was also what kind of made us want to just do something that's a little more like electrified and a little bit more high gain, you know, and that's kind of the attitude we took with the song.
I mean, you could almost just see it in your head, right? That kind of maybe a fast-paced video of just getting in this venue, getting out of this one.
Yeah, stumbling down some stairs, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that high gain. You know, it's like that.
The ringing in your ear, yeah.
Yeah, I like that, though, that we're talking about this song in segment 4, just because we've already, in the show proper, kind of talked so much about the live stuff, you know, how it all comes back to live, how in the beginning, even for you, it started as live music. And so to be able to continue that in segment 4 with a song kind of specific to, you know, to that, it's a good tie back to the show. If anyone hasn't heard that show, go back and listen to that show.
Plug.
Yeah.
Good plug.
Yeah. So you have guitar in hand?
Yeah, he's always ready to be played. It's my Alvarez I've had since I was a teenager. Undisclosed
sweet.
year.
Yeah. However many years ago that was. So where did this guitar come from? Was it a gift?
It was I bought it for $300 at a guitar shop. It's no longer around, but it was in the kind of a spring area.
What's your position on like naming an instrument, you know, like Trigger or something like that?
Well, Trigger's such a great name. That guitar looks like it should be named Trigger.
Yes,
it's
right.
Like name it. It's like a horse that should be named.
Right.
I haven't been super passionate about naming instruments other than like a couple that have just come. Like I just started calling them something because I needed to. Like guitars on the road. I got a telly where like the last freeze in Texas, like between the cold and the heat, I came into the room and the epoxy had popped off of the finish. Man. And it's a natural blonde telly, so it's just blonde wood. I just chipped it all off, you know. So it's butter, and it like just has like a warm sound, you know. It like cuts like butter, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple other guitars, but it's not a spiritual thing for me. They either get a name or they don't.
But let me play Betty real quick.
Yeah.
Black Betty.
Oh, Black Betty. But yeah, I would say that 95% of my songs start on this guitar, and then I have a Strat that's kind of like my number one electric. I'll play one that I've been working on. Everything you need ain't all that much. Something that takes a lifetime to learn. Either way, we're all getting where we're going. Something that takes an afterlife to learn. Slow down, don't wait.
Wanna feel everything you got right now, before it's too late. Don't make a lesson out of pulling away. Slow down, don't wait. Wanna feel everything you got right now, before it's too late. Don't make a lesson out of pulling away. Everything you need ain't all that much. Don't let it take a lifetime to learn. Oh, one to hand hold the end of the road. Took your advice for a walk in the park. Said it's different now, so find a place to start. Company of thieves, shot in the dark. I feel you reaching out, I feel your hand on my heart. Slow down, don't wait. Wanna feel everything you got right now, before it's too late. Don't make a lesson out of pulling away. Everything you need ain't all that much. Don't let it take a lifetime to learn. Oh, and hold the end of the road.
Woo!
All right.
Thank you very much, Clay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That was, I haven't played that one for anyone. I wrote it like last week. I'm about to
That's
try it out.
I like that. Just talking.
Y'all dig it?
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't tested on any, literally
No, I
anybody.
love
but the
it.
Well, I
band.
mean, for one, first of all, it always amazes me when there's not a microphone, right? And someone just grabs a guitar and starts singing, and their vocals, and it happens. I mean, every musician, like, or at least singer, has this, and it's really good. I've been in my backyard where this one girl, she's like, "Oh, I can sing." I'm like, "Can you?" And she's like, "Yeah." And
Yeah.
she's like, I'm like, hold on, stop. That's amazing. And so like just the way that I don't know, people just able to what's the word I'm looking for, Jesse? Like portray their vocals out.
I'm making an instrument.
Yeah.
They make it as it's a whole instrument.
I was
think-
not a born singer.
No, I think that's really cool that John picked up on that, though, because the whole night we've been talking a lot about guitar and a lot about songwriting, and we kind of have not really talked about your vocals, which are amazing.
Shit, thanks.
Yeah, and so for John to really just pick up on that is...
I'm kind of paying attention. A little bit, but not saying anything about what he's saying, but sometimes I drift off. So,
But I think that that's also part of kind of what you talked about before with the live performance, is that you're going to catch things that maybe you don't catch on the recorded version. And he's sitting here listening to you sing it live, and the first thing that pops, even though you're just doing amazing stuff on the fretboard, is like the vocals. Like, oh yeah, the vocals. That's just part of the live stuff.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, my relationship with my voice was weird from the get, just
Yeah.
because I just couldn't do it at first, like not well at least, But it was the live environment that pushed me to have to do it as best as I could,
was it kind of like a lot of people when they hear their own voice, you get really weird. Like, that's not me. That's not what I sound like.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I sound like John C. Reilly, and so every time I hear my voice, I sound like John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
But is that like a musician? When you hear your voice on an album, do you think of it as somebody or any kind of weird feelings about your own voice?
I mean, not by the time it's released, because you have to make some peace with it
so
to let it
many
go.
times.
Yeah. I was like, well, this is what it is.
Yeah.
I do remember when I was real young, the first time I tried to, me and my friend Kyle, who played drums, we tried to record our set. I was like, oh, that's what my voice sounds like. And I just saw it as a, with notes to take, on what to work on, But it didn't happen until, I was in my 20s that I got control, I feel like,
Yeah. But there's a whole psychological thing behind that of hearing your own voice in your school and then hearing it outside. And it's a whole different thing.
We were talking about this earlier, like the first experiences of like demoing for me was like on a Tascam recorder, which is just such an honest playback. And so hearing that real young, like it's so honest to where I think it made me a very harsh critic.
Right.
In a way that was healthy, but in a way that made me, real honest with what I sounded like, so I didn't have a false sense of like, security in what I was singing yet,
But then what? Like after that, after you heard your voice, did you try to make adjustments to certain things?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah.
For sure.
For years, and it was weird. This is a longer story that I'll say very briefly, but for our Back to Blue EP, there's an instrumental on there, and it's an instrumental because I had an emergency tonsillectomy when I was 27.
Yeah, that's up there for one of those.
Yeah, and they were worried about it, so they needed to take it out. And then I, went reading before the surgery, of course, like you do on WebMD or whatever. And
You're going to end up with foot cancer.
freaked myself out, man. Yeah. But it is a reality that when you get them removed, especially at an older age, and mine were like just ended up just being genetically large.
Yeah.
And so they took up a lot of like room in my like airway. And so you have to retrain yourself to sing. Like I had these muscles trained, from singing, and I would know to push this amount of air, but it would be sharp now because there's all this room in my throat, And I was worried so much that would change what I had built up to that point. I had some sort of control of my voice. And what it ended up doing is just giving me a lot more air to work with, and actually like, I felt like improved, my ability and stuff. But it was a year process of kind of relearning, like just doing scales on a piano, to sing again.
That's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I never thought about like getting your tonsils taken out, how it's going to affect your pitch.
That wasn't fun, man.
But it does. I mean, absolutely. Yeah, that's nutty.
I've been stuck somewhere in the middle, something like a drought, in the middle of a funeral. Nothing stings like the whip of the weeping, the kind you only get when no one else is looking. Tired of the silence, crave and created, too much time to think, there's nothing left to speak. I'll write this down, something over nothing, words on a page give me something more to say. Make no mistake, those are my mates, made my escape. No, I'm never coming back, cross the borderline, save my neck in the nick of time. Done riding that thin white line, how I waste my mind. Chasing the lottery. Funny how the fun turns into a dungeon. Lock yourself up, swallow away the key. It's in a reptile garden, blooms in summer, where you have the vultures waiting for impatient sinners. Make no mistake, those are my make. No, I'm never coming back, cross the borderline, save my neck in the nick of time. I'm done riding that thin white line, how can I waste my mind? Chasing the lottery. Oh, show me where the light is. I wanna burn it in my skin, wrap it around my arms, like injecting the answer inside my blood, turning me inside out. Won't let it all fall inside out. Cross the borderline, save my neck in the nick of time. Done riding that thin white line, how could I waste my mind? Chasing the lottery.
Woo.
All right. I have a question.
Is this off the record or?
I'll put it back on just
Oh,
in
okay.
case.
You never know.
Just in case. So was that song, did you write that song with full band, or was that a song that you wrote for acoustic?
It was acoustically written. It presents that way, don't it?
Yeah,
It does.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because it's a new one, and like when we play a full band, it's like, like heavy, right?
Yeah.
And so we're kind of like, I feel like building bridges right now, because I want both.
Yeah.
Well, that's where. Oh, go ahead, man.
No, you go ahead.
What I was listening to over there, and it was sounded really good, but the two songs you sang acoustically were completely different from the songs that you normally sing. So maybe is that your just relationship with that song that you made into an acoustic song, or did you write that acoustically and then you guys turned it into a bigger song?
It's mostly the relationship of, because most songs start out this way.
Yeah.
And even if they start with me and my strap, into a distorted amp, it still then meets the band, and we arrange as a 3-piece, and that's really, Zach Rindle on the drums, who's been with me since 2017, is such a stylistic player and a great drummer, and just the same as Zach Cox on bass, to where, say I showed them the tune just how I just played it, even though it was a little different when I did show it to the band, I'm open to it doing anything from there, and what it ends up doing is usually just feeling like a rock band playing a song that was written a little more rootsy, Yeah.
We were talking about that kind of just in between the songs, about how that first song felt so like 90s grunge, and then you play that and it has that same kind of, and we were talking about like Nirvana Unplugged and how, that band took what they did, but then they gave it the acoustic, version, and, you just can hear that sort of influence. And again, it's just so cool because you can do so many different things with your playing, with your voice, it's just exciting.
Yeah, I mean, as y'all see, like with an acoustic song, I still end up yelling over it. So it's always rock
Slow down some.
Yeah,
I get it. I do it with the show. Somebody was like, slow down. I'm just joking. Not nearly as extreme as
no, we were talking about it earlier. It's like, I can't slow down talking in between songs to save my life. I've been trying since the beginning of my career. Someone told me, you talk a little fast on stage, but just like, I found I think it's just there's chemicals running through my body. There's adrenaline happening, and I don't know, even if I tried harder than I am now, if it's gonna happen.
I mean, after you get up there, like you walk off stage, you're like, that was great. Like, what did I just do? Was everything good? Did I do anything wrong? I mean, it was great. I was like, all right, excellent.
Excellent.
Yep. No, appreciate you again, man, coming and hanging out. Acoustics, super badass, and again, it sounds like you're mic'd up. I don't know how singers can do that, just out of their own body, project so loudly, but I don't know, it's impressive to me, and when I hear it, I'm just like, that's pretty sweet, because I'm sitting in the back of the room, and it sounds like you're mic'd up. The whole room just fills up with sound.
I sing in an empty room often by myself.
I don't know, that's sad, man.
I think it's every musician, man. At least it's not the concerts.
Well, if you guys need help, innovativealternatives.org. They are here to help support whatever you guys need. So, now check them out. If you haven't looked them up, find them Instagram. Maybe you're everywhere.
Yeah, Clay Melton. Where's your social media stuff?
It's Clay Melton Music on all the social media.
I went to Spotify and I listened to hours.
There you go.
Hours of Clay Melton. And again, like I said, it's you get to hear the whole range when you just hit play on the first song and just let it run through.
Yeah.
You get to hear the whole range. So definitely recommend it.
Yeah. And we got to hear stuff that no one's heard before, really.
Yeah, y'all are first.
Yeah.
It'll come out in some probably drastically different version later.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Hopefully, right? Hopefully. That's
Right.
the way,
That's the journey, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now I appreciate you coming and hanging out. Let's
Thanks for having me.
I'm really hungry, so let's get back to the Frank's Pizza and finish some of this ingenious beer. want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll talk to everybody next week. This is Vinyl Voices Radio.
This is Vinyl Voices, brought to you by Adley Law Firm, Houston's personal injury attorneys for 30 years.